Thank you so much for keeping it here on Morning at NTV. Stephen Imbidon Fefeswechibuga coming to you live from the Office of the President. I'm here at the Office of the Minister of State for Economic Monitoring, Honorable Beatrice Akero-Akori. She's also the woman MP for Agago District. She has been an RDC before for Noya District for Apache, but also she has been around serving different capacities. Of course, there is a lot government plans for the people in service delivery, but what sometimes appears on the ground is different from what government tends to deliver to the people. I'm talking about monies, the projects the government institutes to deliver to the people. That's why I'm here to speak to Honorable Beatrice Akero-Akori, who has been in office for the past 3 months, and this will be her 4th month. First of all, congratulate you, Honorable. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and congratulations for being a minister.
Thank you.
Kopango.
Kope.
Of course, that's a greeting for the people down in Agago and northern Uganda. Honorable,
yes, please.
We are here to speak about economic monitoring, which is your docket.
Yeah.
And now for the past 3 months, you've been the minister. I guess now you're settling in well.
Yeah.
How is it so far?
Yeah, at least with the help of my staff from the Directorate of Socioeconomic Monitoring, they are helping me to settle down. They are providing me the necessary information. We've been reviewing documents. Community has been giving me some information that is helping me within the docket. Yeah.
All right, that's great. And so far, how is the work on the ground? Yes, they've been giving you some support here. But on the ground, have you been able to visit some of the projects that government intends to say to the people?
I've been moving in some few districts, especially within Acholi sub-region, monitoring strictly PDM. But the overall monitoring, it is scheduled for next week, whereby I'm beginning the country-wide tour to monitor, inspect government programs, projects, and policy implementation. So it is starting next week. Yeah, what I've been doing was just spots checking. Yeah.
Okay, but I know we're also in a period where we're battling Ebola virus disease. But just out of curiosity, I think this could also curtail and be an impediment to your projects and your work down on the ground. Yeah,
it is very true. You know, Ebola, issues like Ebola, like floods, famine, those issues were not planned for. But now, since they're emerging issues, they come with complications because it leads to budget cuts. We need to divert some of the monies meant to do government projects to respond to those emergencies. So it is affecting implementation of government programs and some projects within the country. Yeah, and also it affects like our meeting, because at times when we go, we need to have a meeting with the team on the ground to tell them what we have got, to release to them our findings, and those that need administrative issues, we correct them from there. Those that need more inquiry, my investigators can do it later. Yeah.
You know, maybe I can also take you back to your mandate, because one would wonder, you have different ministries, different doing work on the ground. You have the Minister of Local Government, you have the Minister of Ethics and Integrity, but now the Office of Economic Monitoring. What exactly are you supposed to be doing on the ground? Yeah,
actually, our mandate is clearly stipulated in Article 99, Clause 4 of the Constitutional Republic of Uganda. And we are empowered to exercise the executive power of the President. And in doing this, or on behalf of the President. So in doing this, we have our mission. That is to provide overall leadership in public policy management or implementation and good governance for national development. In order to do this, we are my directorate, or my docket is mandated to monitor and inspect key government projects, policies, and programs in all aspects of governments and even non-governmental organizations. Yeah. Also, as a directorate, we are there to do evaluation on some key policies to see how they are being implemented. And where the implementation has diverted from what has been planned, we guide them on what to do. And we also do research on emerging issues, like right now, issues of famine, issues of high fuel prices, and other economic crises.
You know, Honorable, as you talk about the guidance that your office gives or directorate, I've seen like these officers that work here in your office, in some instances arresting some people in different districts. And this, what causes this? As in, is it accountability issues? Is it failure to monitor what exactly happens on the ground that causes your officers to also extend the arm?
Actually, what happened, you know, when we go for monitoring, at times we get issues that needs administrative measures. Those ones there, you correct them from the field. Those that you can't correct immediately on the field, we have a platform chaired by the Minister for Presidency quarterly, whereby they call like permanent secretaries of different ministries where we have got issues. They come and they respond to those challenges that we have got on the ground and see a way forward on how to implement the recommendations that we have come with after monitoring. But at times when you go, you find issues of corruption. And when we get issues of corruption, we refer them to investigating bodies like the CID, like the State House Anti-Corruption. They're the one who do the work on our behalf when we detect issues on the ground.
Exactly. When you talk about corruption, and also understand what exactly are other issues or challenges on the ground that also make your work a little bit difficult, or the work of those who are supposed to implement these government programs. Because you find that, yes, you have these bodies that are supposed to monitor the work, but still you find shoddy work on the ground. Money is allocated, services have to be delivered to the people who are even taxpayers, but still you find a gap. Where is it that fails the work to be delivered to the people, away from the corruption?
The first one is corruption. You know, when you corrupt, money meant, maybe if you are supposed to construct a health center 3, they give you specifications. But if some of the money has been swindled, the specifications will not be followed. Like maybe the mixture of 1 bag of cement to 2 wheelbarrows of sand, you find that the mix has been changed from 2 to 1 to maybe 5 to 1. And as a result, it brings dodgy work when the people are implementing, they're trying to do the construction. So in that way, we need technical team on the ground. Like when we're moving, we move with people from Engineering Review Board to go and really do the technical bit of monitoring. And they see where the challenges are. And when we detect that the problem is corruption, that's when now the investigating body comes on board. But the greatest problem is corruption, to poor implementation of our programs.
You know, it's also good that the president spotted you. Of course, you've been close to the president's office, you being an RDC before, but also you've been in parliament where you do the oversight and legislation work. Now that you are in this office, the people are watching you now morning at NTV. Those who are supposed to implement the programs on the ground, but also the people who are supposed to benefit from these programs. Now that you are in here, what would you promise them? What will you tell them, those those in local governments, those who are supposed to benefit from these programs? What should they expect from you?
Actually, monitoring of government program is a mandate of all the citizens. For me, I only aid as a Minister of State for Economic Monitoring.
Giving direction.
Giving directions on what to do. But it is a responsibility of everyone, because these works are being done for community. When I was RDC, I used to tell people, if the road is passing through your area, we come and launch the road work before it commences, to tell you what is expected of a contractor to do on the ground. But if you see any deviation, you're free to call me. We come and monitor with the technical team. If we get deviations that can be corrected, we tell the contractor, you correct this area. Where we realize that the mistake is so great that they are not willing to correct, that's when we drag them to anti-corruption court. But the first priority that I want to tell my people in the local government, let's do our mandate. We are not here for fault finding. We are here to detect whether implementations are going on well or not. If it is not going on well, the first priority is, can you correct it? If money has been swindled, can you bring back the money? If you cannot bring back the money, that's when we drag you to court. But not this office to drag you. We have already agencies doing that. We have the IGG, CID, State House Anti-Corruption. They are there to do the work on our behalf. Yeah.
But also in these rock governments, because I've followed them so much, you really find that there are some instances of divisionism based on maybe political differences that also make the people lose the service delivery services that government intends to deliver to them. These local leaders, once they're on the ground, sometimes it's between the technical and the political wing, but also sometimes it's just individuals that delays the service delivery. That also is, I think, another big issue that has to be handled.
It is true. That is a big issue. That's why we need a lot of sensitization of our local leadership, because at times they take politics in the wrong way. Once a leader has been elected, whether you're in opposition, whether you're in government, the fact is people should work together for the common good of the communities. Because I have never got poverty that has colors. Like this poverty is red, this poverty is blue, the other one is yellow. No, poverty is poverty. Therefore, whatever responsibility they have given you, you need to work for the common good of our people. And you know, leadership comes from God. When God has given you time to lead, he wants you to do the best for his people. So when you don't do the best for the people, even God will reject you. People will also reject you. And some people brings politics to fail government programs so that the government in power, maybe the NRM government in power, is penalized so that they lose support. That is very wrong. You are punishing your own people. That's not how we should do politics. Our politics should be based on maturity. That's what I call upon all political leadership, technical leadership, because when they are recruiting the technical staff, they don't ask for your political affiliation, because your work is to deliver services to our communities. Yeah, that is the main thing.
In fact, when you talk about also the delivery of services, you find that, for example, in the health services, you go to some health centers, you find dilapidated buildings and structures there, but also the level of service delivery. The people, there are complaints, of course, I think you've heard about them, absentee medical staff. This also is, I think, should also be treated as another kind of, another way of
that's why this directorate,
the services.
That is why this directorate is mandated to monitor. That's why we have resident district commissioners in all districts. We have sub-county chiefs in all the sub-counties. They should do their mandate. They should do their work of visiting and inspecting all those government installations within their sub-counties. But unfortunately, at times people sleep on their job. They don't do what is expected of them. At times you see it is a cow at the health center, all the doors are closed. So that's why we are going. When we go down, we don't only stop in one project. We shall also go to those health facilities. We don't tell them that we are going to this. When I go to, like, I'm going to Greater Masaka. When in Masaka, I will not tell the RDC, I want to go to this health facility. But when I reach the district, I'll tell them, take me to this facility, so that I find what is on the ground the way it is. And in doing that, I'm also checking whether the RDC is doing his work, whether the cow is doing his work. We have also the executive, the councillors. Are they also doing oversight monitoring? Because that is their mandate. So this is a responsibility of all of us. They should not leave it to one person. Okay,
there is also the issue of infrastructure, but also the rising population. For example, when you move to some of the Kampala slums, you find that the numbers are going up, but still the housing structures, you find them, they are really, really not planned in a proper way. This going forward in different areas, we see many districts coming up. We see urban centers like cities and other municipalities. The issue of monitoring, the planning, infrastructure and housing vis-a-vis the rising population. This is also another big task that I think your office should also be looking into, working with our ministries and sectors.
That is very true, because I monitor all government programs, government projects. But I know very well that under Ministry of Health, they have a program and projects going on right now of upgrading health center 2 to health center 3s, upgrading health center 3s to health center 4s, because now by directives or by policy of health is that all sub-counties must have health center 3s. All counties must have health center 4. And the Ministry of Health, they have embarked on that. They are doing it. Yes.
Maybe for the people that you represent, the people of Gago, we also want to hear you speak to them just in a minute.
Okay, the people of Agago, I love you all so much.
In your local language.
Okay, afoyo luak ma Agago mateka dada pimi akui. Afoyo la dit general Yoweri Kagota Museveni. Mimi na responsibility mi tello country mi nano ni ane ya te loyo lok mi monitoring wengi Uganda foyo beni matek mimi akui abi medeke teach ki luak ma Agago. Mi nano wa kelo beni don lubugang. Pian ku beni don duan wa winye e gamente we pen gamente. Pido e parliament kiken. Afoyo matek.
Afoyo matek. Honorable Beatrice Akelo Akori. Thank you so much for your time, but also shedding light on these issues that touch on service delivery. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And finally, last word to the viewers, of course in English, about your task, because next week you've promised you're going out into the field. What should they expect?
To my viewers, from next week, Tuesday, we are in the field. The whole of this year, we are going to be in the field, monitoring majorly PDM. You know, when new innovation comes, we need to closely follow it. It is not easy to begin a new home. Needs here and there. So we are coming to see how you began and where there are challenges. We shall work together to correct them. We have Imyoga. I want to thank government for Imyoga program. It's really helping our business people to boost up their capacity, those small-scale traders. And projects under health, education, all government programs, we are coming. We are beginning from Greater Masaka. We are going to Lango. And after Lango, we are going to Acholi. After Acholi, we are going to Western Uganda and Central region. So I want all of us to work together. When you have issues regarding service delivery, you're free to report to this office. We shall take it seriously.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Beatrice Akelo Akori, the woman MP for Gago District. And of course, I'm seeing some comments here finally that is there a toll-free number that maybe the people can reach your office or the officers in case there is anything, the complaints that you're talking about, if they have any concerns. I don't know whether there is an officer here who can quickly get in the number, any number that they can reach, maybe office number, which they can use to at least reach your office. Of course, we've been talking about issues of economic monitoring, and we know that economic monitoring is just there to
yes,
make sure
I have an officer
that he, of course, intends to serve you, the person, the taxpayer you concerned. And she has already promised that come next week, they are going to be beginning that. And I can see maybe the Honorable can give the number, then you can call this
the number, the website is www.op.go.ug. Then the
telephone. Can take that again for those who are not.
Website www.op.go.ug.
Okay.
Then the telephone number 0755 40 78 31.
All right. Thank you so much. I think you've taken note. If you have any concern, any issue that you want to raise, that it falls into her docket of economic monitoring the services on the ground where you are, just reach them through that website and that telephone number. Stephen Imbido Fefeso Chibuga been speaking to Honorable Beatrice Akelo Akori, the woman MP for Agago District, but now this conversation was in her capacity as the Minister of State for Economic Monitoring in the Office of the President. I'll see you again.